and welcome to the start of a new makeup project. Now, going forth throughout the rest of the year, I'm not entirely fussed about using up makeup for the rest of the year. I'm just not. I was kind of getting into the groove of I'm going to use up so much stuff, get so much use out of so much stuff, and then quarantine happened, lockdown happened, or whatever you want to call it, and my makeup wearing just kind of took a nosedive. Like, really, I was lucky if I was wearing makeup once every other week. And now I'm back out and wearing makeup again. I'm just trying to find what works, because I went back to just using what I was using and it wasn't doing too well, like, at all. It was just kind of melting off my face. Like, in the house is different when you're out in the world and out at work. There's so many other factors, and now we've got the glorious additional factor of face protection, face coverings, which I think might be the culprit for what is going on in my face. At our work, I work as a waitress, as some of you probably know. So we have the choice of wearing a mask or we can wear a visor. And the visor, it comes across the forehead. It's got a band that sits across. And the one that we have these like little foam pieces that kind of dig into your head. Mine is completely covered in foundation and it does not come off. I've tried every cleaning product on the premises and the foundation does not come out of it. So I've stopped using that. Plus, the curve of it distorted my vision a lot and it actually gave me headaches, and the like pressure of it, like, it was weird. It was like it was digging into the top of my ears and giving me headaches. And then so I swapped to face masks, and now I'm breaking out around my nose, around my mustachio, and literally from here all the way along right to over here. Like, you're only seeing the red bits. Trust me, there is a whole lot more of little bumpy bumps just waiting under the surface to show their ugly little faces. So yeah, total tangent. So, trying to find makeup that isn't going to make this worse, is going to stay on. So yeah, I decided that it's probably not best to be actively panning, because what if what I pick isn't working and I have to change it? So I've decided to do kind of a rotation style thing. I thought maybe doing like a Project 20 uses, but now I'm just thinking of, I don't know, maybe just a basic like makeup basket type deal with no other like frills or anything, just changing my entire makeup basket every so often just to see what I have in my collection, what I like, what works, what's still good, what needs to be chucked. Because there are some things I have here. This is what I'm currently working with, and I've just been kind of adding things and throwing things in as I go to try and make a cohesive makeup routine that's gonna work. So I figured I would just show you guys what's in here first of all, and then we'll progress and I'll pick other stuff. So I have a bunch of primers in here. We have the Facefinity primer, which is almost empty. This seems to still do its job. Makes my makeup last. Where I put it, it doesn't make it pill or peel or anything. So I still like my Facefinity. This Smooth Miracle one from Max Factor I need to chuck. and everywhere I put it, it just kind of makes the makeup like melt away. It almost like it eats the foundation, because you like within a couple of hours I can look in the mirror and see where areas where I've put this primer have the foundation is just non-existent. So this is gonna have to go in the bin. And the new primer, this is basically just a really nice moisturizing primer, so it just is what it is. I like it. It's nice if I'm wearing like a more like mattifying, heavier coverage foundation. While we're on foundations, we have the Power Stay foundation, which is not Power Stay in the slightest. When this launched, it was compared to the Estee Lauder Double Wear. It's not. It is so not. The normal flawless fluid foundation is better than this. And it has better coverage. This is matte, definitely, but I don't appreciate it at all. I'll give it a little bit longer, maybe mix it with something else. If not, I'm gonna chuck it. I use the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. There's like powder spilled everywhere, so a lot of this stuff is dirty, I'm sorry. But yeah, I actually really liked this. This is gonna be more of like a non-work like makeup base, because this is more of a tinted moisturizer than a foundation. But I've actually missed using this. It's just kind of sat at the back of my makeup collection and just like it was separated. I had to rejig it back together, but it still works. It still looks good. Yeah, we're gonna carry on with that guy. The YSL Tinted Doll, not Tinted Doll, Touche Eclat. Again, this is not gonna work for work. So I might keep this for non-work days. And then we have the Power Fabric, which is the one that I've been gravitating towards the most. I just got in my head that I'm gonna try all my bougie foundations and see what happens. I mean, I've used a fair bit of it. It's down to here. I use like 2 pumps a time. How much is in this anyway? Yeah, it's still a full 30 mils, but like I seem to be going through it quite quickly. I think I've used it the last 10 days. I like it. I like the coverage. I like the lasting power. I like the color. It's definitely not transfer proof. This definitely comes off on the mask a lot. It's fine because it makes me remember which side was against my mouth. But yeah, so we have that, and then we have the Conceal and Hydrate, which I popped in here and then I don't think I ever actually used it. So yeah, there is that. The powder that I've been using to set everything is the translucent loose setting powder from Revolution. This is discontinued now. It is the worst packaging. I will say that it is the worst packaging because all the powder kicks out of this sort of hinge area like that. I don't know if you just saw that puff of powder coming out of there. So like if you're trying to shake it to see how much you've got, you can't, and it's very difficult to get the sifter out as well. And it has a really pointless mirror. Why? As for the actual powder itself, it's alright. It's alright. It sets really well. It's not as chalky as I thought it would be, but it does absolutely nothing for oil. Like, it does nothing for oil. I threw my Guerlain. You alright, Squidjo? My cat just got freaked out by her own tail. I threw in my Guerlain Cruel Gardenia highlight just because it was there. I also had this out for some reason. Sorry, my cat just had the noisiest long-winded climb up to her bed. So I was talking about this. This is the Primark Highlight in Spotlight. Again, just because it was there. I just threw it in. Of course I have my Panning Solitaire eyeshadows, because why wouldn't I? I haven't really been using them a whole lot. I've just kind of, there's another palette that I've been grabbing a lot. This is in here, but I haven't used it. This is the English Rose Cream Blusher from Marks and Spencer's. I haven't used it since it went in here. The Rose Gold blush, again, I threw in here, but I didn't use it because I was like, I'm going to film a Project Pan intro. I need to preserve it. So that's why that never got used. And then I'm not doing Project Pans. So there you go. I've got my 2 lip balms, which seem to be working their way steadily through usage. Pardon me. I have my 2 eye primers. The Urban Decay eye primer, which I love, adore, and will continue to purchase. The Revolution Prime and Lock is not very good at all. It's alright for short term, but if we were talking about like 12-hour wear, if you're going to be anywhere where you're going to sweat or if you've got oily eyelids, this just isn't going to work. And if you put too much on it, it's just going to crease almost instantly. I will use it up, is all I'm going to say. It will lengthen the time period where I have to fork out the £18 to buy a new Urban Decay Primer Potion. I have 4 concealers here. Again, the Becca and the Urban Decay Naked, I kind of held off finishing these because I was like, I'm going to film a Project Pan introduction, and then I didn't. So I could have finished these. I could have, but I didn't. I've been mostly using the Born This Way concealer from Too Faced. It's pretty decent. I used the Power Stay one again. It's not very, it's basically like the NYX HD concealer. It's good, but it's just basic. What else have we got in here? I've got 2 of these Whip It Into Shape tattoo eyeliners from the Mark range from Avon, which is like slowly being phased out anyway. These are alright. I do find that the tips are, especially this brown one, is starting to dry out really quickly, and then I was like trying to give it a shake to get the ink down to the tip of the nib, and I splattered eyeliner all over my bathroom wall. Go me! What else have we got in here? I think we got, yes, a lip liner in Blushing Mauve, which I don't think I've used because I haven't really been wearing a whole lot of lip products. I've got a brow pencil in Brunette, which doesn't have a whole lot left in it either. There is a Mark brow pencil in Dark Brown. I want to say this is Deep Brown. I'm about halfway through that. Oh, and I just cracked the lid. Go me! And I have an eyeliner in Brilliant Amethyst. I'm not sure why this is in here. It's like a pastel lilac. Who knows? There's a bunch of others in my makeup bag. There's like a lipstick, a pressed powder, a YSL concealer, a lipstick, pressed powder, YSL concealer, an eyeliner, and a number 7 brow pencil. That's what's in there. I have 2 lip products here. I have Juju and a lip gloss in Tantalize. And I have the Rose Gold shadow pencil from Laura Mercier, the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme mascara, which I really should throw away. I really should. We have the NARS Duo Orgasm. Look how much I have left of Orgasm. Like, I've been working pretty hard on this, guys. And then we have my Franken bronzer, which has Hourglass Dim Light, Becca's Bali Sands, and Laguna bronzer all mixed into one. I will say, this experience has actually kind of put me off of frankening things. It smells putrid. It smells like Play-Doh. So yeah, nothing in this packaging smelled funny until I frankened this bronzer. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong. But I don't think I will ever be frankening anything ever again. If it works for you, awesome. I'm not about it. No, I did not like it. I like the color it's made, but just the whole having to smell it every time I go into this product, no. But there we go. I do also have that's also part of my Panning Solitaire, and a blush in Luminous Bronze from e.l.f., which looks really scary. It actually kinda isn't really scary. Sorry, swatches from a different video. I've run out of wipes. I usually keep a pack of baby wipes in my room. And that is it. All that's left is my sponges and some brushes, and I need to clean it all. So yeah, that's the makeup that I have been using. As I've sort of been saying, like, some of it's been working, other bits not so much. Bits that were in my makeup basket because I was planning to pan them and then not. And that just kind of leaves us to this point. So I'm gonna go and pick a full face worth of makeup. I'm not entirely sure if I want to do this weekly or not. Let me know what you guys would like to see, and I will try and do my best. We all know my filming schedule can get a bit non-existent at times, but I will try my best. And you never know, doing a weekly makeup basket might put my arse in gear and get me pushing out videos on the regular. So I'm not going to take you guys with me because this. So yeah, you guys just sit there and I will pick out some makeup and be right back. Okay, so we have a lovely little basket of goodies to share with you. I think I went a bit crazy. I just kind of dove in there and grabbed things, and yeah. So this is what I pulled out. I pulled out 2 primers. Because again, I wasn't too sure if I was going to do this weekly or monthly. So I was like, better pick with a month in mind. So I have 2 primers. Both from number 7, both the Airbrush Away. One is a radiance boosting and this one is color balancing. This has like a brightening peachness and this is color correcting green to take away redness. I picked out 3 foundations and a CC cream. I pulled out the CCT, well, I suppose it is a foundation. CC Perfecting Foundation from Makeup Revolution. I have it in the shade Unknown. 0.1. I have it in the shade 0.1. So we have that. And I pulled out the Pro Longwear from MAC, which I think I've only used maybe once or twice. So, excited. The Hydra Luminous from number 7, which I've used a couple of times. I've used this about a handful of times. This was a new purchase about March last year. And I really enjoyed it then, so I'm hoping it's still as good. I know I have hopes. I also went right up to the back of my foundation shelf at the top of my clear cube, and I pulled out my Clarins Everlasting Foundation. I have it in the shade Ivory, so we'll see how this goes as well. I'm NC15 in the Pro Longwear and Porcelain in the number 7. I pulled out 2 concealers. One is the Conceal and Hydrate in C1 from Revolution, and then we have the Under Eye Brightening Illuminator in Fair Radiance from Avon. For powder, I pulled out two powders just to see how they compare as well. We have the RMS Beauty Unpowder, which is a very intense sort of oil absorbing HD powder, and then we have the MAC Magix HD finishing powder, which seems to be a lot more less silica, whereas this is just, I think this is just straight up silica and mica, whereas I don't know what the ingredients are on this. It was on the box, but it's definitely more of a powdery consistency, whereas this is more of the sort of chunkiness you'd associate with silica. So we'll see how those both go. For bronzer, I pulled out two opposite end of the spectrums in price bronzers. First of all, we have Baleo from Makeup Revolution. I'm gonna give this a good try. And then we have the Makeup Forever in 20M. That looks like this. So I want to give those both a good try. I picked out 3 blushes just for funsies. I have MAC Desert Rose. Oh, it feels so good to be pulling out another MAC blush. I actually love my MAC blushes. I wish I could use them more. And now I have the chance. Yay! The e.l.f. blush in Brilliant Mauve. If I can get it open. It looks like this. Oh, so shiny. It kind of reminds me of NARS Orgasm, actually. Or maybe Super Orgasm, actually. But yeah, very pretty. And then I picked this one up out from Primark. It's in the shade Desire. And I kind of just want to see what it's like. Because I did swatch it, and it is very much a very sheer... You can barely see it. It's a very sheer, shimmering light pink. So we'll see how that is. And I have 3 highlights, which is a bit excessive, but I wanted to play around. I did. We have the Revolution Skin Finish in Radiance, which looks like this. It's very gold. I have my Dior in 001, which is just so pretty. It's so pretty. And then I have MAC's Lightscapade, which you can tell how old this is by the freaking packaging. But hello. And I don't think I think I've used this on other people, but I don't think I've actually used this on myself. So pretty. So we have that, and that is my face situation. For eyes, I'm going to keep both primers out. I don't mind using this one for my work makeup because, to be honest, I'm not trying to be a beauty queen when I'm at work, and everybody's makeup looks like a melty mess at the end of the work day, especially if we're running in and out of the kitchen. So yeah, I'm going to have both of those guys out. For eyeshadow, I'm going to keep my Panning Solitaire stuff in because I do like to keep that one going, but I know I'm definitely not going to finish any of them by the end of the year. But I pulled out a couple of other eyeshadow palettes. We have the Coloured Rain Queen of Hearts palette, which is beautiful. It's so beautiful. This was one of those palettes that I lusted over for so long, and by the time I got it, the hype had died down. But I just still think it's so pretty, and I can't wait to get in there and use them. And I have one of the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palettes. This one is in Velvet Rose. Ooh. It's such a stunning neutrals, and it kind of goes well with the Queen of Hearts with like the warm browns and the purpley tones, and it's got like an off black down in the corner here as well. So I'm looking forward to playing with this guy. Yes. And for eyeliner, I pulled out 2. I have the Big Gel Paint in Blackout. These used to be known as the Super Shock eyeliners and may well be called that again soon, you never know. And then I have the Glimmer Stick in Glistening Topaz, just for a bit of shine and shimmer. I pulled out two eye bases. One is an eye paint from L'Oreal in the shade Breathtaking Brown. You can kind of see the shimmer in there. I'm not sure if the shimmer will translate onto the eyes. I don't think I've ever actually used these on the eyes, so we'll see. And then I have a Kiko Long Lasting Stick in the shade 07, which looks like this. It's a nice like white gold, very pretty. And I have 3 mascaras because I want to try and move on from the Sumptuous Extreme, and I want to also go through the mascaras that I have, see what works, see what doesn't, what needs thrown away, all that jazz. So we have the Super Shock Definition mascara, which seems to smell alright, and it kind of has this sort of Christmas tree type wand, and it has like a flat edge, and then it has 3 spiky bits, well, 3 rows of spiky bits. Then we have the MAC Phenomenal Volume, Big and Phenomenal Volume, sorry, and this is like your traditional, well, your classic silicone brush with spikes on the top. And I've never gotten on well with MAC mascaras. They tend to like really cling onto the lashes and are very difficult to get off. But maybe with a good makeup removing balm it will come off better. And I also have a little mini of the Clarins Super Volume Mascara, which Lord knows how long I've had this. It smells fine. So there is that. So I'll be looking forward to seeing how they all perform. For brows, I'm going to keep out my Glimmer Stick Brown Brunette and the MAC Brow Pencil, because they're 2 of my absolute favourites. But I also wanted to give this stuff a try. It's the Perfect Brow Powder Liner. It looks like an eyeshadow pot, but it's actually loose powder for your brows, and this is in the shade Dark Brown. It looks like it's gonna be like orange, but it's not. So it's just, you line it on your brows. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to give that a try. See how I like it. It may be awesome. It may be the future. It may be a disaster. We'll see. And then lastly, I have some lip products, and because of a whole mask situation, I went with more like moisturizing lip products, glossy, like nudes. Things aren't gonna like stain my mask and show through. So I picked the L'Absolu Rouge lipstick from Lancome in Beige Miracle, which is just a very sheer glossy beige, almost a balm. You have Jubilee from MAC, which is a firm favourite of mine. And we also have Trance from Urban Decay, which had a hair on it, not in it. I'll quickly swatch this one. So it's a metallized finish, but it's more just glossy. It's not like hyper pearl. And then I decided to pick out a gloss. This is the Guerlain Le Petit Robe Noir gloss in shade 463. So yeah. So these are very different products for me. For the last 2 years, I've been mostly focusing on panning the same products and not actually panning them, getting them finished and used up. So everything else has just been like sitting there. It's the constant conundrum of, should I continue panning things and leave things alone, or should I mix or yeah. So I've just decided to throw caution to the wind, and is that the right phrase I'm using? I don't know. I decided to hell with it, basically, and I'm going to just use my stuff, and I will start like actively panning in the new year. So for the rest of the year, don't expect much makeup panning from me. If I finish products, awesome. It's not the intended goal. But at the same time, I had gotten to a second thought, a layering thought. At the same time, I'm looking at this as a sort of pre-panning, like preparing. There is a project preparing to pan. That's how I'm kind of thinking of this, because I had gotten to a point where most of my almost used up products were gone, and most of my products are full, new, almost like had been used maybe a few handful of times. And that does make them difficult to pan, because you're going from basically almost new product to trying to finish it. So I'm looking at the next few months as getting a bunch of use out of my makeup, so that when I come to pan it next year, it's not as far to go. It's not as challenging. Like this Power Fabric, like a week of use, and I'd only used this maybe, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 times, and it's already down there with 1 week's of full use. So if I were to actively pan this next year, I'd be surprised if it lasted 2 months. But I want to go through all my foundations, find out what works, use them a decent amount of time, get some wear out of them. Same with everything else, like powders, blushes, bronzers. And so when I come to doing panning next year, I've got a little bit more of an understanding of my collection. Before we moved house and moved here, I knew all of my makeup products, because while I was panning, I was still using other things. And then since moving here, I was like, I'm going to be dedicated to my panning products. I'm not going to use things outside my panning products. And there's become a disconnect between myself and my collection. This is very high level thinking for such a frivolous thing. But it's a wave of thought that goes through my head. And yeah, I have become disconnected from my makeup collection. I don't know what works, what I like what I liked before. Well, we've lived here 3 years now. What I liked 3 years ago, or before I had Luna, which is 4 years now. She's 4. Time flies. What I liked then is completely different. I'm a completely different person. I'm 31 now. It's very different from being 26. Yeah, very different. Sorry, I'm just sitting here having like existential crisis. Like, where has my life gone? What have I done with my life? Fuck all. Fuck all. Let's not go into that. That is a whole other topic by itself. But yeah. Anyways, I will stop this video here before I ramble on anymore. And I'll catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. I try not to break anything. I'll see you next time. Bye.